Hey crafters, this is Nye here. So today what we are going to do is we are going to assemble our elf body with shoes gift box. Now, as you can see, I have all of my pieces cut out and they're not really lined up in any order, but I do have them kind of spaced out so I can see them all here. And hopefully the top has not gone off of my camera here, but we'll see. When I go to edit the video. I'm going to be using now my art glitter glue here for all of my gluing. And let's get started. I also have my bone folder, which I'm going to use to kind of help me to define my score lines to the actual box here. So you can see I've got my green sheet of cardstock that is cut, and I also have my score lines facing up so you can see them all here. What we're going to do is we are just going to start folding right on those score lines. And you know what? I should have put all of these on this side here, so that way you guys would be able to see and I could kind of focus and stay more here in the center of the camera. So let's work on it this way. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to use my bone folder here and I'm just going to press down on where my score line is and where I have folded. And all that's going to do is make and define my score lines and make them a little bit more precise here and crisp. So for each score line here, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold it here quickly with my finger, fold right on it, I should say, with my finger. And then I'm just going to use my bone folder to define it out and make it crisp and sharp. All right, so we've almost got all of them done. And you don't have to use your bone folder if you don't want to. It will be enough to just have your scoring stylus and then just kind of folding it right here with your hands. It's really up to you whether or not you want to do it. Okay, so once you have it all kind of, precise there with your bone folder, all I'm doing is I'm folding it the opposite way. So that way my score lines are facing towards the outside of my box. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start gluing. So I'm going to hold it like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my art glitter glue here. And I'm going to add glue right to this side. And then I'm just going to fold this one right here and hold it here for just, about 5 seconds or so and give that glue a chance to bond. So you can see it right there on the inside. I'm going to do the same thing here on the opposite side as well. And then again, just fold it and then hold it so it has a chance to bond. All right, obviously that one was a little too quick there. Okay, and then once you have it, then I'm just going to open this up so you guys can see. I'm going to add glue now to these 2 tabs. And then we're going to press the box together. And that's going to be really it, okay? So like I said, I'm going to press this right here. And then again, I'm going to hold it and give that glue a chance to bond there. If you want, what you can do is really open it up here, place it down on your table, and then take your bone folder and just press it down on the inside. Okay, I can't really show you that part, but just press it down on the inside, and that will really just kind of give that glue a faster chance to bond. Okay, so you can see it there. That looks great. All right, so now what we are going to do is we're going to add his kind of, let's add the bottom part here for his outfit. Okay, so these long red pieces are going to be kind of like the bottom part here, the trim of his outfit, or her outfit, I guess you could say. And what we want to do is the parts up here where it's kind of like, I don't know, what would you call this? The rough edges. Let's call it that. We're going to let this kind of hang off here at the top of the box, okay? So decide kind of how much you want to hang off. So I'm just going to kind of leave mine a little bit like this. So it's just kind of hanging off of the edge. You could go a little bit further if you want. You could bring it down a little bit further. I would definitely not bring it down so that way you could see the green, okay? I would definitely kind of make sure that the green is not visible when I go to glue. So what we're going to do is, again, just add some glue here to the back of this red piece. And then we're just going to press this down right about there, okay? I'm going to move this one over here, and I think mine already dried. Yep, it kind of did. Okay. All right, so once you have it there, then what you can do is go ahead and add some glue right here onto the side of the box. Make sure that your glue doesn't end up on an angle. You want to kind of make sure that you're still at that straight line there. And we're going to take the smaller piece here and we're going to just line it up and make sure that it matches right there. Then I'm going to push this in so to kind of close up the box here for just a moment. And then I'm actually going to add the glue again to the back of the longer piece. And the reason why I'm going to add it to the longer piece is because it's not going to be as easy to make sure that that one is straight by just adding the glue. So I'm going to do it this way. And that looks really good there. And then I'm going to add it now on this other side here. Okay. All right. And then once you have that part, then just press this one there. And that looks really good too. All right, so then once you have that part done, you can open up the box again. Now you have a decision to make. Do you want to make the kind of like this part where the flap opens up? This part, do you want to make this side, the side that has the buckle, or do you want it to be the other side where the opening of the box actually opens kind of towards the back there? It's your choice. You can have it this way, or you could do it that way. I'm going to choose to do mine this way because I want my box to open that way. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take the black piece here, and this is just going to kind of represent his or her belt. We're going to add glue again. Then we're going to press this down just kind of, you know, somewhere there. Make sure it's kind of lined up or straight across in that 180. And then we're going to do the same thing to the sides and just kind of add the glue at that 90-degree angle. Then press it there. I'm going to flip it to the other side there and do the same thing. And I think I must be running out of glue here in my bottle. And just kind of press it right there. And so now that we've done the two sides, it'll be a little easier to line this part up. All right, so I can go across this way by just adding the glue right here. And I made my glue fall as always. All right. And then once you have it, you're good to go. So all right, that looks good. Okay, so then when you're ready, you can just take the buckle, add glue now to the buckle, and then kind of press it right here in the center. My buckle's kind of like a light brown here. All right. Okay, so there you go. If you want, you could totally stop right here, you know, and just kind of leave it like that. But let's go ahead and add the legs to the top part up here. All right, so we're left now with all of these pieces. And these are like the legs, the stockings, the socks here, okay? We're gonna start now with the green piece. And what we're gonna do is find again that score line, and we're gonna bend this right here, okay? And then we're gonna fold it over so we've got the back. So whichever way you bend it, you're gonna add glue to the opposite side, okay? So we're gonna, again, add glue to all the pieces, all down the sides and across where kind kind of like the red is going to peep through. And then we're going to take the stocking part here, and then we're going to line it up so it comes right at the bend. The edge of the red comes right at the bend there of the green. And then just make sure that it's kind of fitted there, okay? So you can already see it right there. Then we're going to go ahead and add the kind of cuff links here. And so you can see I'm just adding a little bit of glue. I'm not going all the way up towards the top there because obviously the cuff link isn't going to be that large. And then I'm just going to press it down and line it up and then press it down, I should say. Okay, so that's one. Now we've got the balls to kind of like the shoes, but we're going to do that at the very, very end, okay? So now when you go to do the opposite side, what you want to do is just take the red kind of stocking part and just kind of line it up and make sure that, you know, the orientation is correct, all right? And then we're going to take the green piece, and again, we're going to find that score line and then just fold right there. And then we're going to add the glue to that side, all right? So I'm going to put this down here, making sure that I keep my orientation. I'm going to add the glue now to the back of the green. Okay. And, you know, you don't have to go crazy with adding the glue here. A little bit's going to go a long way. You definitely do want to make sure, though, that you're adding enough that it sticks. And then we're going to press it down right there. Okay. So once you have it, oh, let's go ahead and add the cuff links there to the pants. So I just added a little bit of glue again, and then we're going to just press this one down. Okay. Whoops, that one kind of got away from me. All right. Okay. So now once you have it, you can now just kind of line them up again and see how they match, okay? Then go ahead and add your glue everywhere to the red, okay? So we want to be generous here with this part and just kind of add it everywhere and then just meet them together. So that way they match up and they seal. And that looks awesome. That's what we're going for. We want to make sure, though, that we're not adding glue to the tabs of the green, okay, that are sticking out from the bottom. We want to leave those alone. Then what we're going to do is now add the balls to the shoe and just add a little bit of glue towards the end and then just press it down, the ball there, onto both sides. Whoops. And then when you're ready, flip it over to the other side and then just add glue again. And then you can go a little bit onto the yellow there because it will be sticking. And then just go ahead and make sure that they match up. And I've got something on my fingernail. I don't know what it is. I think it's been there now for a couple of days. It's probably really showing up, though, in this video. Okay. And I think I need a little bit more glue over here. I'm going to press and hold this one just to make sure it sticks there. Okay. So then once you have that piece, we're going to push the two tabs together and then we're going to fish them through the lid here of the box, okay? Now you only want to fish it through so that way the tabs go through and that way you can fold them right there on the inside, just like this, okay? Then we're going to go ahead and again, add some glue right here to kind of make sure that this part seals and then just press and hold. So that way it seals and it dries. And this part, I think I'm going to have a shadow. But we're going to add glue again right there and then press it so that way it seals. All right. Once you have it, then you can go ahead and fold the box and fold the lid down. This part is getting stuck for some reason. I think it must have been how I glued it. Okay, there it goes. And then you can see, there we go. So this is just a fun little box. You know, it's kind of cute. There's no face to it. You don't know if it's for a boy or for a girl. You can just use some imagination here. And so I hope you guys like this one. It's really quick. It's really easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed crafting one for yourselves. Be sure to like this video. And if you haven't already done so, come and subscribe to the channel. All right. So that's it for now. Have fun crafting. Bye.